What's up, everybody? Welcome to Culture Cast. This is a brand new brainchild from Giles and I. And for those of you that don't know Giles and I, Giles McCoy, Mr. New Tech and Hi-Fi, Home Theater Fanatics, G-Zilla, the
The
man
Miggity
about
Miggity Miggity
town.
Mac.
Yeah.
Talk about some culture, right? The Miggity 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 Mac. I wonder who remembers
So,
that.
so the point of this Culture Cast, I'm guessing, is to provide all of you with content on not only obviously House of the Dragon, which is what we're covering right now, but movies, music, TV shows, people on the street. I mean, whatever we want is going to be on here. So,
It's exciting. It gives us a platform to really not be boxed in and talk about all the stuff that we love,
right.
right? We might talk about pops one day, you know? We might who knows, right? We talk about Comic-Con. Maybe we'll even come live to you from a Comic-Con in the future. All kinds of stuff, right? So, in the past it's always been about the equipment, but now it's going to be about the experience. And I'm excited for that.
Cool.
Right on. Well, I think maybe we get on to the topic of the day, which is House of the Dragon episode 2. What'd you think about it?
Well, one thing I love about just Game of Thrones in general, and especially this show coming up, is the politics. The politics is great. Like they do a really good job portraying how you know cutthroat and cloak and dagger politics can be. So I'm really excited the fact that they're really it's a really intriguing show. CGI I think is a step up from the original Game of Thrones. I kind of like the dragons have a lot more detail to them, the picture quality, and um,
And there's just a lot more dragons in general.
yeah, supposedly we've only seen a couple, but yeah, there are supposedly the most dragons they've ever had. So I'm excited for it, man. Episode 2 was good. It was a bit slower, but it definitely gave us a lot of, uh, I guess, a lot of, like you mentioned, telegraphing of what is to come. But we all know how the showrunners do it, where they're constantly doing the Kansas City Shuffle with their storylines, make you look one way and they go a different direction. So it's really hard to tell. Oh, by the way, one thing I was actually calling you about this earlier. There is another actress for Rhaenyra.
What? No way.
Yeah. So Rhaenyra and Allison are both going to be replaced by older versions of themselves. And
In this season?
I I'm guessing they're all on the panel at Comic Con. I found that out last night. I was very very disappointed
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed
uh,
too.
the girl playing Rhaenyra now is not going to be playing her anymore. And unfortunately, they couldn't find an exact twin, but the the the, the individual they found is a bit more, I would say, could play more of an aggressive character.
Yeah, I'll go have to look. I don't know who this person's going to be, but I would not have expected that in this season time would progress 30 years or something where they would need a new actress.
Yeah, man, dude, they're blowing through this. My guess is they're going to finish the series with the Mad King. To be honest,
Yeah, I mean they could cover 150 years or something if they wanted to. I man, yeah, I didn't envision that at all. Um, so let's talk a little bit about what happened in this episode, which is setting up the future, right? So handful of big things happen. One, um, we get through we fast forward what 6 months into the future after the which will yeah, I guess it's 6 months. And what's his face, the king Viserys, he the big bombshell is he picks who he's going to marry, right?
right?
And then in the next episode we get to see the baby already. So the big drama for this thread was Lord, is it Corlys? I think is that how it's said? I think that's it. Lord Corlys of House Valerian. And Mike is completely locked up and then come back.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you push the button, man. Don't push the button.
I was looking at the chat. I wanted to say hi to Hi-Fi Hey.
Yeah, don't try on your cell phone.
Yeah, I'm not touching anything ever again.
Just don't mess with it. So I was saying that the wedding thread, they were trying to have you guessing who he's going to marry, right? So was it going to be Lord Corlys's daughter or Hightower's daughter, right? And gosh, the Corlys's daughter is 13 or whatever, or 12, which is super creepy, right?
Well,
and she's all
there's an outrage right now on the internet. Of course, all the snowflakes are panicking right now because of that. And I'm kind of thinking, well, where were you guys at when Tommen was supposed to marry what's her face in Game of Thrones? Tommen was probably 14, 13 years old when he became king after Joffrey. Where were you guys there? And what else? There was another one. Where were you guys with all the incest going on?
Well, I'm still waiting for all the incest to go on this show, because I'm still thinking that uncle and niece are gonna move forward with sealing the deal.
What people need to understand is that this is a fantasy world, right? And even in this day and age, in the Middle East, they take child brides. I mean, that's a known fact. That's a known thing. So the fact that people are just panicking over this is a little hypocritical, So I think
it's just a TV show. So I mean,
I think I don't think people should take things so damn seriously. I think things are the way they are, and just needs to be left alone. Just enjoy the show. If you don't like it, don't watch it. If it's a subject matter that you're not comfortable with, don't watch the show. Nobody needs to go picketing about it. It's nothing, like, where do people find all the time in the day for this type of stuff anyways? I mean, I guess we found the time in the day to talk about the actual show, but
I haven't looked into it that much to see what the public reaction. I'm just going off my own reaction. And this is kind of just par for course for J.R.R. Martin source material, right? So this isn't anything shocking, I don't think. But she wouldn't have to bed the king until she was 14 anyway, right? She got 2 years, because as the guy said, she'll mature, right? But in any event, right? So Lord Corlys was all like, "You're going to marry my daughter, and it's going to be Targaryens and Valerians, and it's going to be all the ends, and it's going to be awesome." Of course, the king says, "Heck no, I'm going to go marry Hightower's daughter," or whatever her name is, right? And
right.
So I don't think anybody should be shocked by that decision. I call that one way back when, I guess in episode 1. But that sets up tension between Corlys and the king, right? Those two houses are now be at odds, and we'll talk about that more in a minute. The another thread was the uncle went and took over Castle. What was the name of it?
The Dragon
Queen, Dragon Guard. Everybody out there's like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. So he went and took that, and that actually should belong to the girl, the daughter. This, dude, you got to help me with the names here. Rhaenyra, right? So that should be hers. And to add a little more salt into that wound, he said that he was going to marry his lady of the night, and that she was pregnant, and he stole an egg, and that was going to be the dragon given to his forthcoming offspring, none of which was true. She's not pregnant, and they're not getting married. He made it all up, and she got really upset about that. But that led to a big confrontation, and Rhaenyra had to go and put the smack down on him. and you get your first little taste of dragons facing off, getting ready to fight, which I think will be interesting. Oh man, you're tired.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's been a long day. You know, I'm really excited for what's to come. I think it's going to be unpredictable. You know, obviously there was the preview for the next episode where it showed the baby being born already. So they're trucking along this timeline pretty quick. They're not really wasting any time, which it makes sense why they got two actresses to play Allison and Rhaenyra as older, people.
Yeah,
I can definitely predict that we're going to see the death of the king at some point this season. We're going to see probably some kind of power play by Daemon for the crown. And I think we're going to see the progression of how Rhaenyra is going to become a lot more cutthroat, a lot more political, a lot more, Targaryen.
sure.
Because
Yeah,
to be honest, I mean, Viserys is kind of like the Ned Stark of the crowd, like really nice guy. Ned Stark had more sense to him, I think, when it came to war and when it came to stuff like that. But he has a good heart, and you can't have a good heart and be a good king. You have to make some hard decisions sometimes, even when it is your own family. This is obviously saying back then. I'm not saying in this day and age, cut your kid's tongue off if he talks back. I mean, but
yeah. The other plot point that has been brought forth is the crab feeder or whatever his name is, right? So he's taken over and he's threatening shipping lanes, and he's feeding sailors to the crabs, right? And he's
dude,
obviously got some face thing going on. He's wearing a mask, and I don't know what that deal is.
they just needed a gimmicky villain to fill the time, because most of this show is about politics, the politics of the throne, the politics of the houses. That's like 75% of the show. Then you have the dragons, which are fun to watch and fun to see, but that's an expensive CGI endeavor, so we probably won't see too many of them. Then you have obviously the action scenes, the war scenes, and then you have this weird stuff like the Night King and the White Walkers. The Night King and the White Walkers to me was like a rip off of like Walking Dead or something. It's basically just a bunch of zombies trying to kill you, right?
Mhm.
And you have to stop them. I could have done without that. I would have much rather seen Robb Stark lead the Northerners into King's Landing and see how that turned out, and seen it just go a different direction. But the fact that they pulled in this supernatural crazy stuff, I don't know. It's just what they do. So it wouldn't surprise me if this crab guy had some kind of esoteric or supernatural ability to control these crabs or something stupid like that. I think they'll probably dispose of him after the first season, because they haven't really given him a backstory. He's not very compelling. They have a chance to do that, but if they do that, great. If not, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, in Game of Thrones, the White Walkers and the Night King was kind of the existential threat, right? So that was this big shadow that was hanging over everything, and I think it was a kind of an attempt to put things in perspective, right? So you have all these stories of all of this bickering amongst the houses, but ultimately none of that mattered, right?
Right.
The big threat was the horde of undead that was going to come across the wall and kill everybody, right? So it doesn't
Right.
matter who the king on the Iron Throne is if you're all dead. So the question is, will there be something similar in this series? It obviously can't be them, right?
Well,
Because
check this out. They already mentioned the long night and everything in the first episode, right? They mentioned the whole thing that happened in Game of Thrones.
yep, mhm.
The Night King is alive and well during this time period that
I
they're
would
in.
assume so. Yeah,
So yeah, because he's thousands of years old. So he's already alive. He's just waiting, buying his time, probably because there are 11 dragons out there. And he's very strategic and methodical. Think about it. So when Daenerys went with her dragons to attack him to save Jon Snow, he was ready for the dragons. He had a spear that turns those dragons into one of them.
Yeah,
So
killed
he
him,
had time to prepare and to figure out a way to turn dragons into White Walkers. So I don't think we'll see the Night King. I think we have a better chance of seeing Melisandre, who's only 30 years old at that very moment in time. So maybe we could see her, how she came about. I'm not saying focus on her, just as an aside, maybe as a throw, just to throw it in there. It would be kind of cool to see how she got so obsessed with the Lord of Light and all that other shit.
Yeah, so she's in play. Lord of Light is in play. That means that magic is in play. Dragons, obviously, much more in play than they were in the other series, and their eggs are hanging around. So, we might even get to see where those last 3 eggs come from that show up in Game of Thrones, right? Right? Because, they had been hanging
Very
around.
probable.
Yeah, because they were dead or something until she brought them back to life or whatever with the fire and sacrifice and blah, 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 blah. So I for this episode, from a body count point of view, it's always important to talk about the body count. I don't think anybody died. Just
Not
a
that I know
sailor.
of.
Just a sailor got eaten by a crab.
Yeah, not
or
that
a
I
bunch of
know of.
crabs.
I think this was more of a setup for the next one. I think in the next one we're going to see some deaths. I think.
So let's make predictions on body count on who's going to die. So, King Viserys dead.
Yeah, Corlys will live. Corlys will live.
I think somebody in his house, though, House Valerian, is going to die.
Maybe the whore will die.
Maybe. I see her as a humanizing character, though, that could, that they'll use to carry story arcs. Because, okay, she's playing the parallel to what's his face's girlfriend.
Right.
Right. And, eventually there's going to be death. So maybe she dies. I would love to see Hightower's daughter, the queen, die. I know that's kind of brutal, but I think that would be, I think there'd be a lot that they could play with that. How does the daughter, the princess feel about it? Right. What happens to her?
I'm pretty sure she's a big part of the show.
Well, since they have another actress, especially.
In House of the Dragon. Let's see if they give any predictions or spoilers.
Okay, her name is Mysaria. That's the
whore.
The prostitute, the former prostitute, apparently. And it's funny that the prostitutes are always like the more exotic looking people. Exotic in air quotes, whatever that means. Less white.
Wait, Sir Ryan Redwyn died in his sleep. In episode 2.
Who is that?
I don't know, some knight.
Died in his sleep? Do you remember that?
No.
I don't remember it either.
Okay, so you want to see who dies in the book?
There's a book?
Oh yeah, there's a George R. R. Martin wrote a book about this. So Queen Emma Arryn, that was the Viserys.
That was the first queen. Yeah.
Viserys' wife died giving birth to Balon via C-section. Prince Balon Targaryen died of complications during childbirth.
Yep.
Lady Hightower dead, though as to how it was never mentioned.
Right, and that was before the show started.
Sir Ryan Redwyn, that's the guy that just died. died likely of old age.
This is a spoiler show. Let it out.
Dude, this is some serious. Well, this might not happen the way it happens in the books. So I'm just telling you what's going to happen in the books. Rhaenyra Targaryen is eaten by the dragon Sunfire at Aegon II Targaryen's command. So Aegon II, who is Aegon II? I'm guessing that's going to be Viserys' son.
Yeah, it would have to be. So
Yeah.
her brother, right? That would be her
Right.
brother.
Yeah.
Her half brother.
Daemon Targaryen assumed dead during the battle above the God's Eye after leaping off his dragon and plunging to his death. Alicent Hightower died of winter fever. Doesn't say when. King Viserys Targaryen died of infection caused by cuts from the Iron Throne.
We predicted that already.
We predicted that.
Yeah, we knew that was coming. They've telegraphed that twice already because there's a pinky finger.
Wait a second. Princess Rhaenys Targaryen. Who's Rhaenys?
Okay, so obviously they're going generations down the line here, right?
Burned to death during a battle with dragons above Rook's Rest. Lady Lena Valerion. Lena. Oh, that's
the 12-year-old.
Is it?
Yeah.
Died giving birth to an unnamed child.
Okay, so that would take at least another.
Ooh, here's a good one. Here's a really good one. Otto Hightower, beheaded by Rhaenyra.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, right on.
Mysaria, is that the whore?
Yeah.
Whipped to death attempting to flee King's Landing.
Holy crap.
I mean, it happens. Corlys Valerion died of old age. So he's not going to die.
Well, okay, so what that means, though, is he's what, maybe 40 right now?
Maybe 40s or 50s, yeah.
So that's another 30 years down the line. Yeah, so they're obviously going to power through a lot of generations in this story.
Dude. Okay, so just to let you know, everybody dies.
Yeah, just everybody. I guess if they're going through 100 years, everybody's going to die.
Ooh, Lord Rickon Stark. That's the guy that bent the knee. Died outside Sunspear during the conquest of Dorne. So there's a lot of side stories going on.
Yeah,
and obviously the showrunners are not going to follow this by gospel. So for the people that are like cursing me right now for giving away all the shit, this is the book. The book is very different than the show. Game of Thrones proved that. Otherwise, Game of Thrones might have been a bit better near the end. Well, it would have been.
Don't exist.
Yeah, had he written it, it would have been. I don't know.
Written it.
I think that's pretty cool to know that. But like I said, there's going to be conflict with the brother.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Everybody wants the damn throne. I'm wondering when Viserys is going to croak. Are you predicting end of the season, middle of the season? I mean, we're already 2 episodes in of a 10-episode season, so we're 20% through the show.
I'm going to predict episode 4. So I think we get him next episode, and then the next one he croaks.
Think so, huh?
Yeah, that's my guess.
I mean, he keeps getting sicker and sicker.
Yeah, his fingers all like they had friggin' maggots chewing his finger off. Right?
I mean, I've seen worse things, but yeah.
that was pretty bad. Could you imagine going to the doctor? Let's let the maggots chew off your finger.
One thing I want to leave people with is, number 1, like and subscribe. Number 2, tell us shows or movies or content that you'd like for us to review. Eventually, we'll get better at this. I mean, this is our second stab at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to have better flow in the coming weeks and in the coming episodes. Obviously, if there's like a movie premiere or something, we will be doing. At least I hope we'll be doing.
Yeah, we'll go
Reviews.
watch the movie and then immediately,
Yeah,
talk about
if
it.
it's going to be a juggernaut, I mean, there's not really anything. Let me see what's coming up.
Yeah.
Movies.
And we'll definitely be covering the new Tolkien series too.
The what?
New Tolkien, J.R.R. Tolkien, Middle Earth, Hobbit series.
Yeah. Okay, so well, Black Adam, maybe.
That's going to be
I
a
don't,
big tent pole for DC, for Warner Brothers. It's a big
yeah,
one.
I just don't know if it's going to be any damn good. Uh, um,
My prediction is that it's going to be awesome because I can smell what The Rock's cooking.
2022 is almost gone.
Dude, it's September tomorrow, right? Or the
Okay,
next day?
yeah. Well, no, tomorrow is the
Yeah,
31st.
31st. Yeah.
So we got Avatar, The Way of the Water. We have Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Black Adam. Uh,
There's got to be more than that. There's got to be more than that.
dude, this is horrible. What a shit year for movies, to be honest. I think the only movie this year that really blew me out away was Spider-Man: No Way Home.
It was good. It was good. Okay, so stuff that I see. So the Andor is coming out on the 31st, right? So that'll be awesome. I'm super looking forward to that. Um, uh, okay, Lord of the Rings: Rings of Power TV show coming out September 2nd, supposedly. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of stuff coming, but stuff that I'm not terribly interested in.
I think 2023 is going to be better. I mean, realistically, okay.
So Clerks 3 is coming September 13th. I'm really looking forward to that.
What? They're doing another Halloween called Halloween Ends?
I thought it ended already.
Oh, God, it should have years ago.
All right. So Avatar, like you said.
Okay, Hocus Pocus Part 2, September 30th. That'll be cool.
Dude, Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation.
What?
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Pinocchio, that'll be cool. I saw the preview for that. That actually looks pretty good. I think Tom Hanks plays Geppetto, which I think is kind of
Really?
cool. It's like a live action Pinocchio. I was into Pinocchio.
Yeah, I see the Halloween Ends October 14th.
Pass.
I want to see Bullet Train. It's out already, but I want to see that one.
Pass.
Oh man, dude, it's got Brad Pitt. He's so dreamy.
Pass.
I'm all about it.
Shazam! Fury of the Gods. That might be good. That's more about. I'll wait till it's on HBO Max and then watch it there.
Hard pass for me. Super pass. Johnny Cash, The Redemption of a something, whatever. Yeah, you're right. It's not super. I thought we were getting another Mission Impossible movie.
I thought we were too. Or did it already come out and we just missed it? Yeah, I think we missed it.
No, it didn't come out. No way. All right, I found another list that might be better. So I haven't seen Nope yet, but I want to see Nope. I'm going to watch The Gray Man. I've not watched it yet. Bullet Train I need to watch. 3,000 Years of Longing I want to watch. Pearl. I don't know if that's going to be any good or not. The Woman King looks pretty good. If you like Viola Davis. Hocus Pocus 2. Oh my god. Black Adam, definitely got to watch that. Black Panther Wakanda Forever, definitely got to watch that. Avatar The Way of the Water, definitely got to watch that. Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, you know it's going to be hilarious.
Ooh. There's a rumor that Superman, Henry Cavill's Superman, might be making an appearance in Black Adam.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Another reason to watch. So, but that's it, man. That's all she wrote for 2022.
I hope Cavill comes back for another Superman because he was just so good at it, and he's such a cool guy.
Yeah, I agree. I
don't know, but it is what it is.
Okay. Most shocking thing that I've seen in the last week on television. I just started watching The Boys season 3.
Jesus, I haven't even seen season 2.
There's a in episode 1, there's a death scene where I can't even describe it on here because we would be demonetized and banned from YouTube. But there's a guy who can shrink small. He shrinks small and gets inside of the body of another person and then gets big and kills him. You have to see this.
I didn't know Jensen Ackles was in there.
I don't even know who that is.
The guy from Supernatural.
I've never watched that. I don't know. I know. I know. But if you guys want to see some weird, shocking death stuff, go watch season 3 of The Boys. I just finished season 1 of The Old Man, and John Lithgow, and it just is good. He's good. I give the series like a B+. Not super awesome, but give it a B+.
Right.
All the Star Wars stuff, or I'm sorry, Star Trek stuff you should watch, especially Strange New Worlds. It's really good. That's old news at this point, though. And then there's the new Ryan Reynolds Wrexham soccer documentary. That's really good so far. First 2 episodes are out. You gotta watch that as well. So that kind of brings me up to speed for my TV watching for the last week.
Yeah, I'm still so upset that they're replacing actresses and actors and shit.
Oh, and House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Well, if they're gonna, obviously this is a different type of show than Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones followed the same characters over a much shorter period of time. This is obviously going over a much longer period of time than Game of Thrones. And you're right. Maybe they're going to catch it all the way up to the beginning, which would then lead right into a Jon Snow sequel. But
right.
how many seasons are they going to have of this to go through all that time frame? They obviously can't do it in 10 episodes. I hope not. I hope this is like 3 or 4 seasons, at least.
I hope they prolong this as long as they can. I mean, it's just frustrating.
Right on.
Horrifying, right?
Yeah, we won't talk about that at all. All right, I think we've hit our time.
That must have really killed the mood. Time for a cocktail.
Yeah, I think we're not even going to talk about that at all. So, everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week around the same time, and we'll be talking about all the pop culture that we've consumed over the last week, and with a report on episode 3 of the House of Dragons.
I think episode 3 will be good, man.
Yep. And then we'll I think we might have the Rings of Power might have episode 1 out by then, and that'll be another one we should cover.
I'll be on that. You know what we should do is have like a little Lord of the Rings marathon.
Oh God, no. The movies, you mean?
Yeah, I haven't seen those in a while.
Oh, you know how many hours it takes to watch the extended versions of all of them?
Probably a while.
It's like 35 hours of movies or something. It's like a work week.
I'm up for it.
I'm not up for it at all. Oh, maybe. I've watched The Lord of the Rings a ton of times, but I've only watched The Hobbit like 2 times. So that might.
So Hi-Fi Haven has read all the novels, so he probably has a good idea of what's going to happen.
Yeah, and he was asking if it's in 4K, and yeah, it is in 4K.
No, it's actually in VHS quality. I'm just saying it's VHS quality with.
I'm sure.
With with Jim Henson doing the dragons.
That I would watch, because that would mean that he comes back from the dead.
Oh man, can you imagine what that man could have accomplished with the technology we have today?
I think he was just fine with the technology he had in his time.
Right.
I think it was right person, right time.
Who did he did. I thought he didn't do Star Wars, did he? He didn't do that was all.
No, I think he did some Star Wars. Didn't he do the little Jabba the Hutt creature, the little one that was always sitting on top of him?
I always forget his name. Salacious Crumb or something like that.
Yeah, Salacious Crumb.
Jim Henson. This guy
he did Yoda too, didn't he?
No, early life, television, Muppets, Sesame Street. Transition to the big screen. Okay, so he did some makeup for Yoda, and he suggested that George Lucas use Frank Oz as the puppeteer.
Oh yeah,
and voice of Yoda, and Oz did so in it, and 5 subsequent Star Wars films. He did Dark Crystal.
Yeah, well, the Dark Crystal was his tour de force.
He did Labyrinth.
Labyrinth was really good too. Oh my God.
All the Muppet stuff, all the Sesame Street stuff.
Yeah. I'm telling you, the guy was brilliant.
His final television appearance was in 1990. Good God. Most of these people watching this weren't even born.
That was the year before I graduated high school.
Gross. I thought he had something to do with the Ninja Turtles, but it's not coming up, so.
I never heard that before.
Like the live action one they did back in the day.
Yeah, that's
Oh well. All right, buddy.
All right, folks. Hopefully you guys watched this and have enjoyed it. It's fun talking about it, and we will be back next week talking about more popular culture. And if there's anything that you want us to watch and talk about, let us know.
Yeah, we love new stuff. So.
Yep. And to all the movie studios and television stations out there, we'd love to have some behind the scenes action. So send your directors and your talent. We'll bring them on the show. Be happy to.
If Millie Alcock would like to join on the show, we'd love to host her.
Sure. Absolutely. Right on. All right, man. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.
Later, buddy.